morning.
Good morning.
See you all here this morning. Lord's good and faithful, isn't he?
Amen.
Yes, amen.
Amen.
It really matters that we tell our stories. Psalm 107 says, "Let the redeemed of the Lord say so, let them tell their story." 103 tells us that we should proclaim to the nations the things that the Lord has done. And when we tell stories about what God has done in our own lives, it edifies us, it uplifts the Lord, it encourages others that are believers, and it can point people who aren't believers to Jesus. And then in James, it tells us that we are to confess our sins to one another. And you know, I don't think that we practice that a whole lot. But it says that you may be healed, right? There's something very healing about it. And it doesn't mean that you got to get up and tell the whole church about everything. It does mean that we need to find somebody that we can trust as a believer and admit the junk that we are dealing with or the stuff that we've been going through. And when we do that, it frees us. It's a humbling thing to do, isn't it?
Yes.
But it frees us, and it helps us to heal. But it also helps them, because sometimes we think other people don't deal with junk like we deal with, or that somehow we're lesser than other people. But when people share what they're dealing with and going through, that encourages us. And you know, God's grace is sufficient for all sins. It doesn't matter what they are.
Amen.
As long as they're what? Confessed and repented of. So that's it. That's the whole key right there. And so our stories have both of those elements in them. They have the part about what God has done for you, or what God has done in you, that magnifies him, the speaking of that, which is just like, I mean, really, in Revelation it says they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. It's powerful to tell what God has done. And powerful to the person speaking it and the people hearing it. And it's also powerful to admit the things that we struggle with and confess our sins. And you know, the word sin is like totally not politically correct anymore, right? I mean, just don't even say that. You might say, I made a mistake or I have a problem. But, you know, it's better to just face stuff head on and just call it what it is. That's what God calls it, you know? And so, regardless of what it may be, jealousy or this or that or the other, if you can share it with somebody else, they can encourage you, they can support you, they may give you words of wisdom, they can pray with you and for you about it, and they can rejoice with you as the Lord grows you through it and you overcome it and you have victory in it. And it will bless them and it will bless you. So it really matters that we tell our stories.
Amen.